this mountain, I look down it and see a world I was once underneath. I stand on this mountain and I look down my mind. There's more than it once knew. Then I knew. Now you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found me see. Found me see. This mountain and I look around just to see that everyone used to be me. I climb down this mountain and I look around my mind, embracing more than the truth, than the truth, than the truth. Now you're here. Then there's no place I'd rather be. Found me sing, found me sing. I once was blind, but now I see the beauty of the world before me. Now you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Now you're here. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found me sing, found me sing, found me sing. Found me sing.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Mustang 1965 Butterfly Kisses. Thank you so much for coming in. Chris said he was going to be in another chat. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If somebody will just let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. I'm using my boom mic tonight instead of my headset. So if it echoes or anything like that when I start sharing videos, just let me know and I'll switch it out and we'll go back to my headphones. But my sister got me this, so I want to try to use it, and hopefully when I mute the mic, it doesn't cause it to echo on the other side. Thank you guys so much for being here. Tonight we are going to discuss two cases, and the reason I'm going to discuss two cases is because I know that every time we have a case that happens, it turns into a high-profile case, or is a case that's being covered by a lot of different creators and things like that. People have questions, and the Emmanuel Haro case, who's missing out of San Bernardino County in Yucaipa, California, reminds me so much of baby Quinton Simon's case. I looked through my playlist on Quinton Simon. That I have lives on him, but the lives are probably mixed in with other content, and that's the reason why they're not in the playlist for Quinton Simon. So I kind of wanted to just put a live together and maybe see, am I crazy, or do you guys see what I see in these two cases? So yeah, thank you, Mustang 1965. Yes, it does. It has such an eerie, unsettling, just I don't know. It's really weighing heavy on my heart. I see it now that you mentioned it. Thank you, Butterfly Kisses. You know, because many of you guys that are new to being here. Hi, Connie Branch. Thank you so much for being here. Many of you guys that are new to being here on with me on the channel, and me not being a mod or a guest or something like that on somebody else's channel, don't realize it. I used to work with a creator. I'm not going to use her name. Hi, Dandy. I'm not going to use her name, but I used to work with a creator. She ended up stepping away from the app. She's no longer on this app at all whatsoever. Me and her were really good friends, and she was working very closely with Quinton's grandmother. So when you're working cases like this, you know, we're not investigators, we're investigators over here. You sometimes get information that hasn't quite been made public yet. Many of you guys know that the outcome of Quinton Simon's case, it was brought up on a live here on YouTube before it was made public. And people came out and they called her a liar and told her she was crazy and that it was a spam account and nobody could believe her, when Billy Joe messaged her and she had her screen shared like I have tonight, which is my whole screen over here, that the little messenger box popped up on the bottom of the screen, and it was a message from Quinton Simon's grandmother telling this creator that Quinton Simon was no longer with us and he was in the landfill. I want to make it clear that I'm not saying Emmanuel is in the landfill. Do I feel in my heart that Emmanuel's in that landfill? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Do I feel like Jake Haro took law enforcement to the side of that highway to throw their scent off the trail or to try to cover his own ass? Yes, I feel like that greatly. But this has been weighing really heavy on my heart, and I did want to share both stories tonight, look at timelines, and see if, like I said, you guys see what I see. Because without you guys, I'm some crazy lady sitting up here with a bunch of equipment around me and all my cool Bigfoot stuff behind me, talking to myself. So we'll jump right in. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Connie, for being here. Thank you, Paula, for coming in. Dandy Lioness is in the house. Mustang 1965 and Butterfly Kisses. If you're lurking in the Dutchess, please make sure that you do hit that thumbs up. It's not on subscribers only mode tonight because I don't foresee either family coming in this chat, but still remember to be respectful because we are respectful over here. Mark Sherman, thank you so much for being here. All right, guys, this is the thumbnail, but I wanted to put both of these beautiful boys' faces on the thumbnail, and then also I'm going to pull this smaller picture up. If you don't know, after the outcry from the community and all the protesting and bitching and moaning and everything that we all did, when they located what they were able to find of Quinton's remains, he was transported with an American flag wrapped around him. And he was transported in a personal vehicle to the FBI headquarters. He got escorted up there. All right, and I said I'll share that later on. And then this is the peaceful protest for Emmanuel. That's November 3rd after the Haro's hearing, Riverside Courthouse. That's 4100 Main Street, Riverside, California, 92501. Bring your posters, don't block driveways, stay on the sidewalk, and pick up your trash. He deserves justice. We need every warrior with us to make sure that the court and community and the nation sees that we are united for our kids. And sadly, in both of these boys' cases, those of you guys familiar, some of you may not be familiar, both of these boys had families. Both of these boys had relatives. Nobody was a voice for either one of them. The justice system was not a voice for either one of them because Jake's charges has come out. And we've seen that he severely abused his daughter, Promise. And Emmanuel should have never been in the home with him, right? You guys follow me. If I had a tinfoil hat, I'd put it on. You guys follow me here. Stay with me. Quinton Simon's case. Quinton had been taken away from Leilani and put in the custody of Billy Joe, the grandmother, right? Right? You guys, we're riding down the track together on the same train. But Leilani was still living in the home with Quinton. And another little boy and a baby. Dandy says, I can't wrap my mind around the mindset of people who does horrendous things to these babies. I agree with you 110%. Mustang, I'm with you guys. When did this happen to these poor children? I've never heard of either of these cases. So Quinton Simon was murdered by his mother in Savannah, Georgia in 2022. Emmanuel Haro has been missing since August of this year. And we're going to get into all the dates and everything because I don't want to give you guys the wrong dates because I've been revising myself on Quinton's case and I don't want to cross dates over. So I'm going to start out with Quinton Simon's case. I have a timeline pulled up here. Okay. This I'm going to leave till last. I'm not sure why it's at the top of the article, but this is being used under copyright. Hi, Dutchess. Thank you so much for being here. Under the copyright law and for education purposes, I'm not going to say entertainment because if you find babies being murdered entertaining, then you're sick and should probably go get help. Right, Dandy? It seems like a couple months ago. And I think, Daddy, part of the reason it feels like that is because we waited so long for Leilani's trial. And then it was like the most heart-wrenching trial that, I mean, and many of you guys know how close I was to Harmony Montgomery's case. I was working with locals myself personally. I was getting pictures and information from locals and neighbors and actually was in contact with one of the grandmothers myself personally. Quinton's case hit me deep. So I'm going to go ahead and Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Quinton Simon is reportedly seen around 6 a.m. in his Clayton and Buckhauser Road home. He is noticed missing around 9 a.m. The police were contacted. This is Chatham County Police. Savannah Police Mounted Patrol, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and a Liberty County Sheriff's Office A9 team and a mosquito control helicopter take part in the search. So this is, I'm going to play this. I want to share this with you guys. That's not excellent. If it is excellent, let me know and I'll cut the mic. Okay. Neighbors also assist in the search without success. Buckhauser Road and nearby roads are temporarily closed during the day. Below, search begins for the missing toddler. Oh, no. Hopefully it's not echoing.
Slip and fall accident.
No.
Time is not on your
In order to play these from this news site, I had to turn my ad blocker off, so I apologize about that, guys, but it was the only way it would let me play the video.
So we could preserve it before it disappears.
12 hours. That's how long a toddler has been missing Santa.
And the search has grown more desperate by the minute, especially as we get close to sunset. Our Cairo
Can you guys hear that okay? Is it echoing or making any weird noises? Hopefully not. If it starts echoing, guys, let me know.
Joins us live now from Buckhalter Road, because Kai, that is where the boy was last seen.
Brother Shannon, so this was last seen around 6 this morning in his playpen. Quinton Simon is his name, and as the sun goes down, the search becomes more urgent for that toddler. And by ground, the search for 20-month-old Quinton Simon continues. The toddler was last seen around 6 a.m. Wednesday in his Buckhalter Road home. Chatham County PD, Savannah Police's Mounted Patrol, Mosquito Control, and now the Federal Bureau of Investigation among those searching for the toddler. Neighbor Tyler Edenfield said he is also helping out.
We all met together and pretty much planned, and then we all took a trip down Girard, you know, all in the woods, and we've been just about any area we could hit as far as, you know, where they're concentrating at.
Quinton was last seen wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. He has light brown and brown eyes. Yes, so pretty much this road, entire Buckhalter Road and roads around the area have been closed down for a big part of the day to continue to spread out the search to look for Quinton. They say if you know anything about where Quinton may see, or even if you have any idea, to call 911. Back to you.
Kai reporting live. Thank you so much. Let's talk.
Exotic, thank you so much for being here. So you guys know I'm still here. I don't smoke on camera because I don't hand out crime trigger warnings.
This is Sheriff Richard Coleman. We're out here in West Chatham at the Shady Grove community area. Listen, if you live in this area, stay in your house. Stay in your house. We have a very serious situation going on right now. It is not safe. If you live in the Shady Grove community area, stay in your house. Okay, stay in your house. We off here off of Crane Break Road.
Okay, that's not related, but if you're in that area, stay in your house, apparently. I'm moving along. So Thursday, October 6th, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley holds a press conference saying, in part, police are treating the case as a missing persons investigation, and there's no evidence to indicate Quinton is no longer alive. Now, for those of y'all that have been following Emmanuel Haro's case, we have the same attitude and the same smart-ass, holier-than-thou sheriff that came up on a press conference and pretty much said that social media, we're all just a bunch of dumbasses, and mainstream media is the gift to all information, where we know that's a crock of shit. Thank you guys so much for being here. Exotic, you know this isn't VP. And if it is, honey, you are a VIP. VIP. All right, so we're going to listen to smart-ass sheriff here. I've got my hardwire working. Craig went in and fixed it, so hopefully it's not choppy for you guys.
Good. Well, good morning, everybody. Chief Jeff Hadley with the Chatham County Police Department, and we wanted to provide everyone with an update to the extent that we can on the missing Quinton Simon. We have yet to locate little Quinton. We continue to investigate this incident. We've got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phone, things of that nature, to try to bring this case to a conclusion. It still remains a missing child investigation at this point, until we reach a different conclusion based on the evidence that we may find or any updates or developments that may occur here today. Just to kind of recap what we have done, as you know, we had aviation out here yesterday all day or half the day, providing air support. We had mounted from Savannah Police Department, which we sincerely appreciate. We had SEMA and the volunteers doing a grid search and area search, looking for little Quinton. And as of this morning, we still have yet to locate him. So a lot of work to do. Our investigators are working extremely hard. We're here till 2 o'clock in the morning, this morning, and then came back in at 8 o'clock for a briefing, and are out here this morning continuing to investigate. So that is unfortunately the update, substantive update that we have here this morning. I'd be happy to answer a few questions that you may have, and we'll go from there. So.
Chief, is foul play this disappearance?
As of this time, we have not had any evidence to lead us to believe foul play, but everything's on the table, honestly. So we're looking at this from many different angles. We're getting all the technology that we can, looking for kids that were in the area, things of that nature. So, but as of this interview, we don't have anything of substance that would lead us to believe that. It's still a missing child investigation.
Do you know why it took 3 hours to report the child missing?
I don't know. It took 3 hours to report to the police. I haven't gotten into that level of detail when the mother noticed the child was missing. The only information that I have is that the boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m. The mother woke up at some other time later, and then reported the child.
So just FYI, it did take hours to report him missing. It did take hours.
Missing at 9:39, I believe the call came into 911. So the time difference and whatnot, I'm not privy to that level.
But I guess when you're, at the trailer park, dumping your baby's body and scoring your fix for the day, you got to wait till you get home to call 911. Just putting it out there. And for those of y'all that don't realize it, I'm quite salty when it comes to Quinton.
Level of detail at this second.
From what I understand, back in the morning, typically when it did start getting light out, police weren't out there. Only recently now police are. So why wait, in the precious hours of daylight in the morning to have police out?
Please restate your question. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
From a reporter on scene, or one of our reporters, there was much of daylight time this morning where police weren't out there. Kind of a little bit. Can you kind of explain?
This one? Yeah. So, well, we had conducted our area grid search yesterday. So we didn't believe that we had exhausted that geographic area where we felt perhaps if he wandered away that he would be in that area. So we wanted to regroup this morning. We were out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now we're narrowing it down to other small geographic areas, seeing if that would yield, so just felt that we had exhausted all of our geographic coverage area with what we did yesterday with the aviation, with our drone, and we didn't feel that would yield anything to be back at that exact location this morning.
How are the parents doing at this point from your perspective?
Well, I haven't talked to them. Obviously, they have been
Exactly.
Working with our detectives. I can only assume that they're, at this point, they're victims. They are.
Do you know why we don't assume? Because it makes an ass out of you and me and this guy.
Dealing with the lost child. They're worrying and wondering where he may be at. And so, as any of us, if we were in that position, I would be terrified. Having 6 children, if one of my children were missing, I'd be a mess, quite frankly.
And then follow up to that, does Quinton have any siblings? Were there any other brothers or sisters?
I believe there is an older sibling, maybe a year older or so. I think it's a boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
So the FBI was there yesterday. Is that customary, or were there certain aspects of the case that they thought is necessary and will they continue to help with the investigation?
They will continue to help with the investigation. This type, because it's a missing child, but there's also a potential it could have been abducted. Obviously, that falls within their wheelhouse. They're a great organization to work with. They have an enormous amount of resources that necessarily local law enforcement doesn't have, and their willingness to step in, provide additional manpower, as well as the resources that they have, it is welcomed beyond belief. So, but because it's a missing and could be an abducted child, that's where it falls within their wheelhouse.
Do you believe Quinton to still be alive?
I hope he's still alive. We don't know. We don't have any information to believe he's not. But statistically, we know, how his cases may end up. So we're going to hold out hope that he's still alive, that we can find him and bring him home safe to his parents. But we'll continue to look at all angles and exhaust all investigative avenues.
What would be the indicators that would push it into an abduction? Like, what would be sort of the cases or that you would need for to go into an abduction type of investigation?
Well, if we receive some tip from the community that was substantive, that we verify, that would lead us to that conclusion. If there was any type of video evidence or cell phone evidence that would lead us to believe in that that it would be that. So that would is what that would be. And let me say, I'm sorry I didn't mention, if anyone has information on Quinton Simon's disappearance, get on Chatham County Police Department Crime Tips on our website and put that information in there. They can also call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020 with any information that they may have.
Have you all been getting any tips?
I'm not aware of any at this point.
It's my understanding that Quinton's father lives north of here. It's not in town, and it's all started happening here now.
Hi, on the prowl.
I'm not sure if he is here now. It is my understanding that he did live north of here, and he's not here during the time of his disappearance.
Exactly, exotic.
We did obtain a search warrant for the home. We're also obtaining other search warrants as of today, and we'll continue to execute those once we're able to secure those.
Do you know where those other search warrants are?
I do not.
What's kind of the plan for today in terms of?
Connie, sadly, there's rumors, but it's
Well,
never been released
what I
to
want
the
to do
public
is let
where
the investigators
boy
do their
is,
work
but
today.
the little girl is with
obtain
boy-
those search warrants,
mom.
execute those in a
the
timely
boyfriend
manner.
actually lives
Probably
in the same town
reassess
that I live in.
sometime later today and see where we may need to pivot this investigation. If anything, any information comes out today that yields a different result, leads us in a different direction. But we'll regroup later on today. I want to give my investigators space to go on and do their job. They don't need me in their face every 5 seconds asking them 100 questions. They're very capable, along with the FBI, and we're going to work diligently till we come to a conclusion.
Have you talked to your mother?
I have not, ma'am.
You're welcome, Connie.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
You are absolutely welcome, honey. Yes, Sky belonged to Danny. The little girl. Yeah, she belonged to Danny, and it wasn't really something that was made public, but if you watch the trial, Leilani's attorney, who was a complete dirtbag in my opinion, slipped it into the trial where the little girl was. And at first, he said it's not really any of your business, but the more angry that he got with the questioning, she's with his mom. I hope so too, Dandy. Okay, so this is Quinton's grandparents. Many of you guys know that this is Billy Joe's. We're going to listen to them talk.
Right now, the search continues for a missing toddler. 36 hours after he was reportedly last seen by his mother. Our Andy Cole
Hey,
joins us
Great.
live now
Thanks for
from
being here.
Culture Road in Savannah. And you've been on this story all day. Tell us what's the latest.
Hey, good evening, Greg and Shannon. Investigators were out today searching for 20-month-old Quinton Simon, but still they have not been able to find him. Earlier today, I did get a chance to check in with his grandparents, who, as you can imagine, are desperate for answers.
Do you believe Quinton to still be alive?
I hope he's still alive. We don't know. We don't have any information to believe he's not.
Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley is optimistic 20-month-old Quinton Simon is still alive. But as the hours tick by, hope is waning. Quinton's grandparents, Thomas and Billy Joe, say their daughter, Leilani, Quinton's mom, is just 22. And according to court records, Billy is Quinton's custodian.
She hasn't the right things, and sometimes she does really great, and sometimes she doesn't. And I don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to believe, because I don't think anybody ever believes that this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or if I don't. I just know I'm hurting, and I want this baby home.
We want
He's my
answers.
baby.
We don't have answers.
Quinton's grandparents tell me more than anything, they want answers.
Whether it's the answers we want to hear or the answers we don't want to hear, we just want to know something.
It's just a baby.
Home where they all apparently lived last month. We've also learned that Leilani had a child support order filed against her just last week for both Quinton and his 3-year-old sibling. Shannon and Greg.
Andy, tough to hear that interview you did with the grandmother, but so poignant when she talks about the fact that it's just a baby. You've been pressing the police for answers. What's the latest investigation?
Yeah, Chatham County's police chief says that they have undergone, quote, multiple interviews today, and they were also working to download the data from Quinton's parents' phones. We'll, of course, keep you updated on air and online as more developments come through. Greg?
And if they're asking anyone with any information about that young child to call 911. Andy, reporting live. Thanks so very much.
What the hell? All right, let me make sure this pauses, and we'll scroll down. Okay, Chief Hadley provides an update on the case during the regularly scheduled presentation of the Cheatham County Commissioners. Look here, this one, video is unavailable. This is where he was such a smartass, for those of y'all that remember. And Gray, I think I already said welcome in, but thank you so much for being here. And Dandy says, oh, please, the state already took her kids away. She was on drugs like it's a rocket scientist that this was a possibility. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like that the sheriff's department and investigators didn't even do the friggin' research. You got the news telling you, you didn't hear it in the press conference with the sheriff. You heard the news tell you that Billy Joe was the custodial parent. Excuse me, guys. Billy Joe had custody of the boys because they had been taken out of Leilani's custody. Leilani was not even supposed to be in the home, and she was living in the home. She was never supposed to be left alone with the boys. When she killed Quinton, she was alone with her boyfriend and the kids in that home. When did he just say an order filed against her just a week earlier? Yes. Yep, for child support. Because she didn't have custody of the boys. Her mom, Billy Joe, had custody of the boys. Here we go. It says, in court documents obtained by WJCL, and shout out to them because they were there from day one to the very end, is learned that the grandparents are the ones who have custody of Quinton. And the grandmother was trying to remove the child's mother, Leilani Salmon, and her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, from the home. I don't know about that. Exotic says, I'm livid at deals made with Kayla Montgomery of the world. Girl, me, and you both. And you too, Crystal Sorry, you're not a mother of the year, no victim. Yeah, no, all Crystal Sorry, all Harmony is to Crystal Sorry is a paycheck. That's all she is a paycheck. And this is where the FBI is involved. No, I'm not sorry either.
Tonight, there's a desperate search for a missing toddler now in its third. third day. This young man you see on your screen, it's been nearly 60 hours since Quinton Simon went missing from Buckhalter Road home in Savannah. Our Andy Cole joins us now live from Chatham County Police Headquarters. And Andy, what's the latest?
Hey, good evening, Marvis and Brooke. Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley told county commissioners earlier today that they have exhausted their physical but are still considering Quinton a missing child. Today, we'll cover more about Leilani, Quinton's 22-year-old mom. In court documents we obtained, we confirmed that Billy Joe, Quinton's grandmother, attempted to remove Leilani and her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, from their Buckhalter Road home. Billy Joe, Leilani's mother, said in the document, quote, "They have damaged my property, and at this point, no one is living in peace." She added that she wanted Leilani and Daniel out, quote, "as soon as possible." We also found out that it's Billy Joe and her husband, the grandparents, who have custody of Quinton and his 3-year-old brother. Chief Hadley spoke with reporters earlier today and assured that they will leave no stone unturned.
There's a very sequential process that takes place here. It may be frustrating for the general public. It may be frustrating for y'all that things aren't developing as quickly as you would like, but we have to make sure that we're doing the right thing.
No, you know what was frustrating? Everybody's screaming and hollering this sheriff's name and tagging him and going live and talking about this case and saying, why the hell is she still walking free? She was not supposed to be around Quinton. Do something. Get off your ass, put down the coffee, put down the donut, and put her ass in jail. And Dandy's right. She spent all of her money on extracurricular activities, not her children. Of course, she couldn't pay support. Exactly. Unfortunately, there's no change until we hold judges and child services accountable, starting with their pensions. I agree, Exotic. I don't know about this case myself, but I've read Connie's notebook on it. Yeah, this case is heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I about
That we're
scroll past
being
this.
lawful, that we're making sure we dot our I's and cross our T's. So if we discover evidence, it can be admissible in court. We can use it in court eventually if we have to.
Andy, such a tragic story right now. So many questions right here. Lots of eyes on the case. Do we know anything about where police have searched so far?
Yeah, we do. Police Chief Hadley told us that they executed a search on the house itself, the backyard pool, and a nearby pond, but still Quinton is missing. Police are asking anyone with information to call 911. Marvin.
Oh my goodness, y'all. They checked the house, the pool attached to the house, and a backyard pond. Look at Chatham County go. And y'all will understand. Hopefully we're all riding on the same train here. We're all riding on the same train as to why I'm bringing back to the front of your memory Quinton's case when I flip to Emmanuel's case. This is a gallery of photos. Chatham County Police issue a statement reading, detectives are working 18 to 20 hours a day and some outdoor searches, including a search of a pond. Searches conducted at the home, the backyard, and the pool and the pond. Saturday, October 8th, the Chatham County Police Department issues a statement saying the search continues. They're in need of volunteers, and the FBI is still aiding in the investigation. So now, we don't even want volunteers. In the beginning, we wanted the community to come help search for this baby, a 20-month-old that apparently climbed out of his playpen, made it out of the house, and ran away on his own. Horse shit. Hi, Metamom. I just watched a video this morning on a judge that held illegal proceedings in chambers. No repercussions, just reassigned to another judge. That's bullshit. I don't always approve of a certain creator who camped out in front of the house, but I understand it. I'm gonna give you guys a little piece of information on that as well. I don't agree with 4 of the creators most of the time. And I don't agree with some of the way they acted on Quinton's case. But possibly somewhere in their fucked up minds, They had good intentions. They just went the wrong way about it. All right. Sunday, October 9th, CCPD continues a statement saying that they're recanvassing specific areas in the search for Quinton Simon. They made the tip line for Quinton because originally it was the Sheriff's Department Crosshoppers, if you had any information.
Right now, the search for Quinton Simon continues for another day. It all started Wednesday morning. Chatham County Police recanvassed what they're calling, quote, specific areas in the search for the 20-month-old earlier today. Our Andy Cole is live tonight for us following this story. He's been following it for us since Wednesday when it started. He joins us from the Chatham County Police Department. Andy, what have you learned?
Marvis, it's been more than 4 days since the toddler went missing from his Buckhalter Road home. Police are not sharing specifics of where those specific areas are that they are recanvassing, but what we do know is that little Quinton is still missing. Police set up a tip line today solely for this investigation. We have the number up on your screen, and by dialing it, you'll go straight to a detective. If there's no answer, you're asked to leave a message. Now, police have declined multiple requests for interviews this weekend, but say they continue to work with the FBI. And we will continue to update the story on air and online as we continue to learn more details. Marvis?
All right, Andy, thank you so much. You've been staying on top of this for.
And they did stay on top of it. Like I said, I give this local news station a huge shout out. They did. They stayed on top of it. And it was a huge disappointment. I agree, Andy. Which one is this one? I think this was the Cover Your Ass press conference.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. You guys ready?
I think if people like you, Mom, that did the footwork, Maddie deserve explanation why JS wasn't charged. No, I agree. Soto's no better than the monster that took her life. And I stand on what I believe that Jennifer's part was. I want to say this one was just the one where he came out and said, we're still searching.
We believe with the continued assistance of the FBI, we will have a resolution to this.
Yeah. So I'm not going to make you guys sit and say him patting himself on the back. Cheatham Fire Department is called to the home to pump the backyard pool. WJCL requests the initial 911 call placed by Quinton's mom. The request is denied by the county attorney signing an ongoing investigation. Not abnormal. We want to make sure that we do this professionally and expertly. So if we have to prosecute anyone in this case, that we've done it right, Chief Hadley. So that was pretty much, there's your summing up of the Cover My Ass press conference.
Tonight, the urgent search for a missing Chatham County toddler continues. Today, we've learned dozens of FBI agents are here in Savannah to join the search for 20-month-old Quinton Simon. Our Andy Cole has been on the story since the start of the search.
I don't know about y'all, but it drove me
from the home where
nuts.
Quinton was last seen. And it
his
gives us
name
an
right.
idea of
Simon.
what is the
It was
latest today
Simon.
on the investigation.
Yeah, Mustang, I need to turn him
Hey,
down.
good evening, Greg and Riley. For the first time since Quinton went missing.
I haven't been going live a lot. So, and I appreciate all 11 of you guys that are here. But usually he's like in between everybody chatting. But he's just going to town tonight, isn't he? Nightbot is all over the place. But at least he drops, resourceful things. He just kind of spams the chat a little bit. Peggy, thank you so much for being here. Hey, never late. Never late. Always fashionably arrived.
Late last week, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley acknowledged there is a criminal element in this case. Chief Hadley told reporters today that police and FBI agents have.
Now, you guys see how quiet the front of this house was? It was quiet. It was peaceful. A murderer was out of jail, living her best life. smoking blunts, messing around, doing all the things with a yard full of police.
Researched the home for any clues. He didn't say what they found. Today, Chatham Fire was called out to the scene to begin pumping the backyard pool. It's unclear if they found anything under the water. WJCL requested the initial 911 call made by Quinton's mom, Leilani Simon, on Wednesday, but were denied by the county attorney Monday, citing an active investigation. Chief Hadley told reporters that he didn't want to compromise the integrity of the investigation by releasing that call.
We want to make sure we do this
I know
as
it's a pain in the ass,
professionally
Mustang.
and as expertly as we can. So if, and I say if, we have to prosecute anyone in this case, that we've done it right.
Andy, Chief Hadley also said that he's thankful for the investigators' hard work over the last few days.
Yeah,
that's right, Greg. Chief Hadley tipped his hat to his detectives that have been working 18-hour days since Quinton went missing last week, and also thanked the nearly 40 FBI agents out here in Chatham County on the same case. Greg?
40 FBI agents. Andy Coe reporting live for us tonight. Thank you very much. Chatham County Police set up a tip line.
Okay. So here's the 911 call. If you haven't heard it, here we go. Oh, I think it's going to be
good lawyers out there. But the real question is, are they good enough to treat?
Damn, their ads. Oh, snap. Oh, no. Y'all, I muted the ad and it muted the whole thing. Arg. All right, let's see if we can do it like this. We know where we were at. Sorry about that, y'all. I would do that if the thing come back on. Oh, it's going to boot me off panel. Perfect. If I disappear, I'll be right back. Hopefully, y'all can still hear me. Let me see if I'm still up here. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me okay, Mustang? Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cuckoo, smoking, choking. Okay, sorry, had a moment. I have to reshare. It wouldn't be alive if we didn't have technical difficulties because of the swamp a second, Noel. Agents from Quantico, Virginia came down to search the landfill. They don't have to do that, but they wanted to. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Exotic. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you had agents that worked all day long, came down to Chatham County, suited up, and went and dug through the trash. And we're gonna see that, right? It's not alive if I don't boot myself at least once, Butterfly. It's not alive if I'm not gone at least once. All right, here, I'm gonna play the 911 call for y'all.
Here's what's happening right now. The 5th day of searching comes to a close. We're learning new information about the investigation into the disappearance of little Quinton Simon, just 20 months old. Our Andy Cole has known the story for days now, and he reports on the latest and shares the police radio the morning Quinton was first reported missing.
For the first time today, Chatham County Police Chief said there is a possible criminal element to this case. But still, 5 days in, Quinton is missing. You're hearing Chatham County Police dispatchers on Wednesday morning when Quinton Simon went missing from his Coulter Road home in Savannah.
Complaint about her 1-year-old son is missing. Her door was open, and he's unable to open it.
Well, this is radio chatter, but it's close enough.
Fast forward 5 days to Monday.
Everybody is being looked at. Everybody is being interviewed.
For the first time since 20, Quinton Simon disappeared last week. Chatham County's police chief says there may be a criminal element to the investigation.
You know, we're looking at it from multiple fronts, and one of it being a criminal investigation, as well as, you know, a missing child at this point. We don't have anything confirmed, so we can't say anything absolutely.
On Monday, local law enforcement and federal agents researched the home where Quinton was last seen on Buckhalter Road. That included a sweep of the home. Police tarped up one of the windows early in the day and later took the obstruction down. Fire officials were on scene Monday as well. They used their fire hoses to drain the once full but murky backyard pool. Chief Hadley told are here in Chatham County, desperately searching for Quinton.
They are here in a support role, and I can't thank them enough. You don't bring 40 people, and some from all over the country. 40.
And we didn't thank them either, because Chatham County wasn't doing shit to find this baby or put Leilani's ass in jail.
People,
In my opinion.
some from all over the country, without an enormous amount of effort and expense.
Also Monday, Chatham County denied an open records request filed by WJCL 22 News for the initial 911 call from Leilani Simon, Quinton's mom, made the day of his disappearance, because it is part of a, quote, ongoing law enforcement investigation. Chief Hadley told reporters at his press conference today that he expects, with the FBI's help, to continue searching for Quinton through the end of the week.
Okay. We're going to move along a little bit here. Chatham Police issued a statement saying they have seized evidence they believe will lead them to a closure of the investigation. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children issues a statement on the case. The following is from John Bischoff, Vice President, Division of Missing Children's Division. As the search for Quinton Simon nears the end of a 1-week mark, we encourage the community to keep sharing Quinton's story. This case has touched the hearts of countless people beyond Savannah community, and no matter where you live, you can get involved to find him. Here at the National Center, we all know that it takes one person to bring a missing child home, and we will not give up hope until Quinton is found. We are here to support law enforcement as they continue to work diligently to find Quinton and bring him home safely. Wednesday, October 12th. The Chatham County Police Department issues a statement which reads, today marks 1 week of Quinton Simon's reported missing. We will be at his home where he was last seen with a team of search dogs and investigators. We will spend the day gathering analyzing evidence. We expect to schedule media briefing tomorrow. Cheatham County Police later issued a statement in part, we are saddened to report CCPD and the FBI have notified Quinton Simon's family that he is believed to be deceased. We have named the mother, Leilani Simon, as a prime suspect in disappearance and death, but no arrests have been made or filed. So let me just give you a little piece of information if you weren't here at the beginning of the live. Cheatham County didn't do shit to find out that this baby was deceased. Billy Joel told a YouTuber through a Facebook message, I was in the live that night, when the Facebook message popped up on her full share screen, which is what I've got up now, saying that Leilani had killed Quinton and he was in the landfill. Connie says, I think this is the first time I'm seeing this baby's picture. He's so cute. He was adorable, Connie. And Dandy can correct me if I'm wrong, but the majority of the cute little video clips that you're seeing and the majority of these photos that you're seeing of Quinton were the babysitter and the babysitter's underage daughter who testified in court like a boss. A handful of them may have been Leilani or Billy Joel's, but the majority of the videos and photos that were released to the public were from the babysitter. Because in all reality, in my opinion, that babysitter was the only person that gave two shits about this baby. The Cheatham County Police FBI held a joint press conference where they said the searches led them to believe Quinton is dead, but nobody has been found. Now, this is October 13th, guys. The investigation is ongoing, and the child's mother is the prime suspect, has not been charged yet. The police investigation into the ongoing of finding Quinton's remains. And this is where they spoke to a legal person. This is Leilani. If you've never seen a picture of the monster mom, Leilani, that's her. The Cheatham County Police Department announces that they believe that there will be any searches through Sunday. Investigators will continue, however, to gather evidence at this time. They took the weekends off from searching. Tuesday, October 18th, police and the FBI say Quinton's remains were placed in a dumpster and taken to a nearby landfill. Now, extensive search of the landfill is underway in hopes to finding the child's remains. So, the person that owned the trailer park where her drug dealer / little boy toy was living is where Leilani dumped this baby's body. This is the landfill. I think this is drone landfill. Yeah. This was the landfill. And this is important when I get to Emmanuel. Here's more footage of the landfill. This is what they were sifting through. And this is how they were organizing the piles. And then the front end loader would bring them more piles to go through. Wednesday, October 19th, the search continues at the landfill. Multiple witnesses say Leilani Simon and her mother, Billy Joe Howe, were seen drinking shots at Tybee Island establishment. WJCL also learned that the police were called by Tybee Motel twice for hecklers discovering Quinton's family members were staying there. That's where YouTubers went to, hi sis, hi Jody, went to the location, and this is important, y'all. Y'all remember Dolly making shirts and signs that said, "Where's the baby?" And they would stand out in front of the house and scream, "Where's the baby? Where's the baby?" And wore the Ninja Turtle mask and was proposing to Leilani, and they had signs and they had bullhorns and they had speakers playing a crying baby all hours of the night. Friday, October 21st, Chatham County Commissioner approves a relocation of funds of $250 and expensive to search for Quinton Simon. Due to the exposure and safety hazards, the search of the landfill paused for the weekend. Once again, we've paused for the weekend. Police confirmed several protesters were arrested outside the Simon family home. We're going to watch this one.
All new at 6, a total of 4 people are facing charges tonight. They're accused of disorderly protesting outside the home of Quinton Simon. We've reported the 20-month-old disappeared back on the 5th. That's 2.5 weeks ago. Chatham County Police have named his mother, Leilani Simon, the prime suspect in his death, although she has not been arrested. Investigators will continue searching a Chatham County landfill for the boy's body tomorrow morning at sunrise. Now, an update from our Andy Cole, who's learned the police chief is moving these protester arrest cases to the next level.
CCPD says on Friday night, they responded to the home where Quinton Simon was last seen alive for a group of disorderly protesters. After speaking to them and informing them of their rights, officers left the scene without making any arrests. Police tell us a short time later, officers responded again to Quinton's home, this time because 3 protesters were blocking the driveway, preventing someone from leaving. Police say after the protesters refused to leave, officers arrested them. John Boatwright, Wanda Boatwright, and William Garrett are facing charges of disorderly conduct. Saturday, another protester was arrested after police say they banged on the doors and windows of Quinton's home. Kimberly Taylor was booked in the Chatham County Jail on criminal trespass charges with a $1,300 bond. After learning of the weekend arrests, police say Chief Jeff Hadley started an internal investigation. He referred the cases to the Office of Professional Standards to be reviewed this week. According to police documents, the OPS's main role is to investigate all complaints against integrity. They serve as fact finders and deal with anything from excessive absences to use of force instances. In Chatham County, I'm Andy Cole, WJCL 22 News.
Monday, October 24th, the search of the landfill resumes. An interview with Leilani Simon says she hopes her son will be found happy and alive, and she's not hiding anything. Let's take a look at that interview, y'all. I got it hot and ready for you, and it's better than Little Caesars. If your blood pressure ain't up yet, it will be in a minute. Oh, that's me. We don't want that one. Let's go down here. Grifters. It's sad I had to make a tab in my Discord called Grifters Still Cases because of fucking YouTubers that have access to my Discord, or the little minions do.
Imagine being able to build.
Are we all still riding on the same train? You guys still with? Well, that's nice. I can chat just this. All right, here we go.
Good evening, and thank you for the news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quinton Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe Quinton is dead and are actively searching a local landfill for his remains. Police say Leilani is the only suspect in his disappearance as well as his death. And tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quinton missing to what life has been like as the days gone still with no sign of Quinton. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quinton's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quinton disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quinton and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening, if that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and it just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. we're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him. And
Them cocaine sniffles are hell,
we're
y'all.
hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. Well, it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe that Quinton was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching.
And for those of us that know, the trailer park owner is the one that checked the security cam footage and saw Leilani pull up in the van, take Quinton's remains out of the van, and throw him in the dumpster. Right, Jody? Distraught my ass too. Exotic says, not good for my AFib, but I'll gladly take one for the team. Quinton Simon. Always and forever, girl. Team Quinton. Okay, October 24th, the landfill search resumes. An interview with Leilani Simon says that her son will be found happy and alive, and he's not hiding from law enforcement. She's not hiding from law enforcement. She didn't have to hide from law enforcement because law enforcement let her happy ass go drink and party and live my best life and shake my booty and do all the things right after she killed her baby. October 26th, the Cheatham County Police Department issues a statement on ongoing search. We're now 3 weeks into our search for Quinton Simon, and finding his remains are top priority of Chatham County Police Department. We are committed to giving Quinton professional, detailed, and thorough investigation that he deserves. Thanks to the expertise of the FBI, who was on the ground with us. In 3 hours of Quinton being reported missing, we have had an advantage in using every investigative technology tool available. No expense has been spared to work and has been deemed too much or difficult to undertake. The exhaustive search of the landfill where we believe Quinton remains located continues. As we told you last week, this is not a quick process. At the same time, our investigative case team is working diligently to put together every piece of evidence to determine the facts in this case. The search for Quinton Simon has been one of the most massive undertakings ever for our department and is involved in the work of over 100 law enforcement and civilian personnel. We would like to thank the following agencies, and it goes on to thank all the agencies. Fryberry, y'all. Friday, October 28th, Chatham County Police shared additional photos from the search. So this is the pile that they were taken out of and bringing it into that lawn that we saw earlier. Girl, you ain't got to sit on your hands. You ain't got to sit on your hands. Use your text-to-speech if you need to. Or your speech-to-text if you need. See, I'm so tore up, y'all, I can't even talk. So this is the piles that they were searching through, looking for this baby. This is where they put up the little no trespassing thing. As a week before, the search has been set for pause for the weekend. Monday, October 31st, the search of the landfill resumes. Wednesday, November 2nd. 4 weeks have passed since Quinton was last seen. These dates are important, y'all. Chatham County Police issue a statement on ongoing search. Here's their statement. Picture of Lil Quinton on the side of the trailer. And one of the investigators that spoke out said that it was really important for her to have that picture of Quinton there because it reminded her while she was digging through stinky, nasty trash in those hot ass suits with that hot ass mask on, putting all their energy and effort into finding what they could, what was left of this baby. Quinton's paternal grandfather is killed in a hit and run driver in Burke County, and that's Quinton's biological father's dad. Now, keep in mind, that man was drugged through the mud. His background was pulled up. He was accused of abducting Quinton, the whole fucking 9 yards. As someone who's formerly had a fondness for Coca-Cola, I can confirm the sniffles remark. I'm 61, so it wasn't yesterday, many, many moons ago in my past. Same, exotic. I have 26 years clean, so I recognize those Coca-Cola sniffles too. following yet another arrest outside of Quinton's Chatham County home, say they will take measures with the protesters outside. As much as I freaking hate to do this to y'all, smoke them if you got them.
Also new tonight, police and hecklers clash outside Quinton Simon's home.
And the Chatham County Police Chief says that these hecklers outside of Quinton's home have turned the case into, quoting him now, a money-making circus. Our Andy Cole joins us live now from outside the police headquarters. And Andy, you even talked to one of the hecklers tonight and asked him about the chief's comments.
You're smoking both.
Yeah, good evening, Greg. It's been more than a month since Quinton disappeared. Since the story has gained national attention, but it's also brought in hecklers who police say make it impossible for the neighbors to live in peace. Tonight, a fifth protester arrested, all while the prime suspect remains free.
Quit holding our people hostage, or you let baby morons run your street.
A heckler is in jail after a clash at the home where Quinton Simon was last seen. Jimmy Williams was charged with simple battery, and disorderly
I know who
conduct.
that is.
His arrest marks the fifth heckler jailed over the last day since October 12th. They've responded to the
There's
neighborhood
open girls,
50
too.
times. In a statement, Chatham County's police chief says, quote, many of the people claiming to want justice for Quinton have turned his tragic and heartbreaking case into a money-making circus. And they have made it impossible for the people who live in the area to enjoy the peace and tranquility of their homes. This is unacceptable and has to stop.
This is what I do all over the country.
I am so sorry, y'all. Please don't unsubscribe to the channel because I am subjecting y'all to this clip.
Bullhorn Betty has been outside Quinton's home for weeks. She runs a YouTube channel and live streams her interactions daily. She calls Chief Jeff Hadley's statement lies.
When I see Billy Joe and Leilani, I ask them questions. Where's the baby? What did you do with the baby? Things like that in a personal capacity. Now, is it loud? Yes, because I'm across the street and they're at their gate. But I have not caused this. No other YouTubers have caused this. This is their community doing this, not us.
Chief Hadley said that over the next few days, police will unveil new measures to minimize the disruption to the surrounding neighbors. Bullhorn Betty, however, tells me she isn't going anywhere.
I absolutely plan to come back to that house tomorrow because I will not be intimidated by some police chief.
What's going to stop you from coming back to that house?
There's nothing he can arrest me every single day that I'm out there. This is not about me. This is about Quinton.
Andy, some fiery words from both sides tonight. So what are the plans from the police to keep the noise down in that neighborhood?
Yeah, Greg, we reached out to police late tonight to learn more about those measures, but they declined to say what those were. Chief Hadley did in his statement that right here at police headquarters is a much safer place to protest than the streets of Buckhalter Road. Greg?
Eddie Cole reporting live outside.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much. What the hell are you running here? I am so sorry. Please stay with me on the train, the crazy train. Maddie, your timing is always perfect. I'm so sorry, Doodle. I'm so sorry, Doodles in gray. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please, love, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive my soul for having to subject y'all to that woman's voice on this channel. There's a reason behind my madness. Now, you guys heard her say, "Where's the baby?" Thursday, November 10th, the landfill search suspended due to Tropical Storm Nicole. Monday, November 14th, Chatham County Police releases a statement. As work consumes in the landfill, there is no scheduled date and has been physically, mentally, emotionally burdensome of dozens of law enforcement professionals who are working to find Quinton's remains. Friday, November 18th, Quinton's babysitter holds a candlelight vigil in his honor. This lady right here is an angel. She is an absolute angel. You have to do a Halloween live. Last year we talked about Shabbos, whatever. Oh, Shabusiness. Exotic. I will try my best because the baby, she's a teenager. She's getting too old for trick-or-treating. But I like on Christmas time, if you guys are still around at Christmas time, I always do a cannibal Christmas. And we go over different cannibal cases. So I start at like the 1800s and then I work my way out to Jeffy because if you can't beat them, eat them. Just trying to lighten the mood a little bit in between, y'all. But yeah, we can definitely do a Halloween live. Sunday, November 20th, police announced that there was in the landfill search for searchers and support teams to take a necessary break. The pause coincides with the waste management holiday schedule for the week. Monday, November 21st, preliminary finds show that the remains found in the landfill are human. Authorities believe that the remains of that of Quinton Leilani Simon is charged with murder. Now, y'all keep in mind how long ago this baby went missing. November 21st was when she was finally charged with murder. Leilani Simon is charged with murder for missing toddler as well as concealing the death of another. False statements of writing sealed facts or fraudulent documents in this matter of a government, a false report of a crime. This is where he comes out, pats his back, and says, "We arrested her." A month and a half later, the FBI confirms that remains discovered in the landfill are of Quinton. A preliminary hearing is set for Leilani for January 11th, 2023. Monday, December 12th. Quinton's grandmother, Billy Jo Howe, is found in contempt of court and sentenced to 10 days in jail. That was something that was not related to Quinton's case. Wednesday, December 14th, the district attorney, Shayla Cook Jones, announces 19 indictments against Leilani Simon, including malice murder, felony murder, 1 count of concealing his death, several counts of making false statements during the investigation. The indictments cancel plans for the preliminary hearing. Thursday, January 5th, 2023, WJCL learns that the federal investigators still have Quinton's remains, preventing the family from holding a funeral for the child. Monday, January 9th, Leilani Simon's lawyers asked the court to review all Department of Family and Children's Services files related to herself, Quinton, and the 2 siblings, their father and their mother, Billy Jo Howe. According to the court records, Simon requests an in-camera inspection of the records to ensure that she'll receive a fair trial. The hearing is set for January 25th. Wednesday, January 25th, Leilani Simon's absent from her court hearing where she's a stand-in judge, heard arguments from the prosecutors about why media access should be denied to the murder trial. The judge did not rule on the matter. January 27th, the state subpoenas Aspen Dental for records pertaining to the dental treatment of Leilani Simon from October 1st, 2022 to October 5th, 2022. The reason for that is because she said she had a toothache. She had a toothache. That's why. She had a toothache. Hi, Voices. Thank you so much for coming in. Did you like that, Sarah? If you can't beat them, eat them. Yes, we're talking about baby Quinton. All subpoenas and any journals, diaries, or writing of Leilani Simon currently in the possession of her mother, Billy Jo Howe. Monday, February 13th, Billy Jo Howe hands over several notebooks and journals belonging to her daughter, Leilani Simon. Both prosecutors and defense attorneys make their case to why they should no longer broadcast the recordings. Well, too bad, bitch, because your trial was broadcast. Leilani Simon's attorney files a petition seeking bond. A bond hearing arraignment is set for March 23rd. Leilani Simon was denied bond and waived a formal reading of the charges against her. She pleads not guilty. The FBI confirms that Quinton's remains were flown back to Georgia after months of analysis. Tuesday, July 9th, 2024, jury selection is set for the trial of Leilani Simon to begin October 9th in Chatham County Superior Court. Friday, August 23rd, a hearing is set to determine with evidence will be allowed to the upcoming murder trial. And fuck both of these guys with their smart asses in court. I could have bitch slapped both of them. In the first day of jury selection, 67 potential jurors were called, 20 were qualified, and 16 were eliminated. Judge Tammy Stokes ruled on the to allow additional evidence at the trial surrounding Leilani's drug use and mental state at the time of Quinton's death. Friday, October 12th, the jury is seated in this case with opening statements to set on Monday morning. Opening statements are given by the prosecution and defense. Testimony begins. Several law enforcement officers taking the stand to testify about what they say that Quinton disappeared and the search for his remains at the landfill. With your alligator tears. Now, I want y'all to remember that this bitch sat in court and mouthed, "You're a liar," to the babysitter. No, bitch, you're a liar. Yeah, you got jokes. I agree. Comic relief is necessary. Yeah, I'm not laughing because it's funny by any means. I will cry if I don't lighten it up a little bit in between because this case is very, very heavy on my heart. The jury has shown the police interview with Leilani Simon from the day that Quinton was reported missing. I'm not going to make you guys watch that. She sits in there and gives them the alligator tears. And I don't know what happened to him. My baby, he's missing. He's abducted. Oh, my Lord. When the whole time the bitch killed him. Leilani Simon's ex-boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, testifies about aiding in the FBI's investigation. He reveals that the FBI bugged a hotel room and that he and Leilani were staying in hopes of uncovering the truth of what happened to Quinton. You can actually see that footage from inside the hotel room, and she was so antsy. Like, he was asking questions, he was cooperating with the FBI, he was doing everything he could to get them, to get her to tell them what happened. A former babysitter testifies that Leilani was physically abusive of Quinton and openly said that she loved her other children more than him. We also ended up finding out that she would feed the other children and not Quinton, or she would give them larger portions and not Quinton. He wasn't treated like he should have been. October 18th, the jury has shown surveillance video showing what authorities say is Leilani's vehicle driving from the mobile home park dumpster the night that Quinton disappeared. There's also footage of her throwing him in the dumpster. FBI agent Savannah Solomon testifies that Quinton's remains were finally found at the landfill. Cheatham County Police Officer Sophia Zerke testifies about finding part of Quinton's skull during the landfill search, and it was the first piece of remains that were discovered. I'm not going to show this video because in this video, it shows the piece of skull that they found. They found different bones that still had skin attached to them. But you have to keep in mind that this was a whole baby that was thrown in a dumpster and taken to the landfill. They only recovered parts of him. The prosecution rests its case. The defense rests its case without calling a single witness because the bitch had nobody. Leilani is sworn and takes the witness stand and only chooses not to testify. Look at this smirk on this bitch's face. I could just bitch slap her too. The prosecution and defense present their closing arguments. The jury begins with deliberations. Friday, October 25th, Leilani Simon is found guilty on all charges. Yes, Sarah, it should have been contempt, but pretty much the judge just kind of told her knock it the fuck off because the prosecuting attorney, I want to say it was Court TV that caught her mouthing because a bunch of people, including myself, were messaging Court TV on Twitter and saying she's mouthing at witnesses. It wasn't the only time she done it. And that's how they found out. I was the one who said things like cannibalism happens when you don't have a safe word. Mom's live last year. All right. I'm going to pull up this. Her alligator tears.
Malice murder, felony, life with the possibility of parole. Count 2, felony murder, vacated by operation of law. Count 3, felony murder
We're staying on top of breaking news in Chatham County, where a judge sentenced a mother found guilty of murdering her toddler son and dumping his remains in the trash. WJCL 22 News' Andy Cole joins us live outside of court. Andy, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Riley, life plus 10 years with a possibility of parole after 40 years in a Georgia state prison. That is Leilani Simon's sentence. The Savannah mother found guilty of beating her toddler son to death before throwing his body into a trailer park dumpster. Now, this certainly was a heavy sentence, but a far cry from what the state had originally recommended. Several people today at this sentencing hearing spoke on behalf of Leilani, many of whom we hadn't seen throughout the entire trial. Her mom, Billy Joe Howell, her stepdad, Thomas Howell, her aunt, who admitted she raised her for a good portion of her life. Her brother spoke, and a childhood friend. Many of them were incredibly emotional, and so was Leilani. Her stepfather, Thomas Howell, of 12 years, took the stand and asked the judge for mercy. Give her a chance, he pled, acknowledging that chance will come after he passes away. At times, I noticed, particularly when Thomas Howell was speaking, Leilani was crying so heavily, in fact, her tears literally fell onto her Chatham County Jail jumpsuit. Many of the folks who spoke on behalf of Leilani also blamed the drugs she was on, her aunt suggesting Leilani's then boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, could have had something to do with the murder. Prosecutors, by the way, have emphatically denied those claims. The state, on the other hand, reminded the judge that Leilani was never sorry for her actions. She's just sorry she got caught, never even taking responsibility for it. The prosecutors asked for the maximum sin life without the possibility of parole, plus 67 years and a $117,000 fine. Stokes, by the way, didn't impose any fine on Simon's sentencing. Even her mother, Billy Joe Howell, testified that Leilani Simon never admitted responsibility for her. She admitted it was frustrating. Take a listen to some of that testimony.
I failed her as a mom. I allowed addiction to take over my life at a young age. And you and your brother were just babies. And you lived with my sister. And I made sure you were okay. When you come to live with me, I'd already changed my life. And I'd been working really hard. But I had changed my addiction from drugs to work. And I still neglected your needs, your emotional needs. I still wasn't there for you.
And as you see in that clip, these were it was the most emotional day in court that I experienced. Rarely did we see tears, but man, Leilani, you could tell the gravity of her situation really hit her. I want to recap, Leilani will spend life in prison plus 10 years with the possibility of parole after 40 years in a Georgia state prison. At that point, folks, she's going to be 65 years old. She will be an old woman when she gets the possibility of getting out and getting her freedom. And even then, it is not guaranteed. Today, she has 30 days to file an appeal on the case. She can also file a motion for a new trial. Really, folks, I want to wrap this all up with the judge's final words. Judge Tammy Stokes, who's presided over this whole trial, Superior Court judge here in Chatham County, she said, may there be peace somehow. And I imagine folks in both the Simon family and the prosecution are going to try and put this behind them as much as they can. But I imagine this is a heavy time for folks, and some will be celebrating.
Well, I was going to show y'all something. It's in my playlist. I'll find it. Action speaks louder than words. Yep. We saw that in the real Billy Joe. Yeah, where she attacked the babysitter. She ran up in that woman's house and was like, he's my baby. He's my baby. Acting a damn fool. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So this is my video. This is on my channel. And y'all just heard Billy Joe say, Leilani never admitted to me what happened. This was the Facebook message, and I have permission from this creator when she was on this platform. She actually sent me this photo, and I had permission to post this. The reason I kept it was in case any bullshit came out in the trial. I could say, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Right here is where you Facebook messaged a creator and said Quinton has passed. He is in the landfill, and my daughter done it. She has no memory of it. Girl, please take your bullshit elsewhere. I'm sick of these monsters using drugs or anything as an excuse. No excuse for hurting a little one. Yeah, and she beat him to death and then threw him in a fucking dumpster. All right, we're going to move along in just a momento here. I want to share this photo for those of y'all that may not have seen it when it was released. This was little Quinton's body being escorted to Quantico. This was the Federal Bureau of Investigation of Savannah, Georgia, and they posted this picture out of respect for baby Quinton before he was transported to Quantico. There's a conversation to be had on that very subject. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. There's a reason behind my madness as to why I just made you guys live Quinton's case. So this is baby Emmanuel Haro. This is a timeline, how the search for missing 7-month-old turned into an alleged murder. And they're going through court right now. So this is still alleged. And in my opinion, and all the things,
from Cabazon continues, but investigators now say they have an idea of where the child's remains may be located.
This is the child's father now speaks out from his jail cell. Eyewitness News reporter Carly Gomez live with the latest. Carly.
John Rachel, in a news conference yesterday, Riverside County District Attorney said that baby Emmanuel was severely abused to the point of death. They say the body hasn't been found, but there is strong indication of where the remains are.
In this case,
fuck this guy.
That baby Emmanuel was abused, victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries. That's what we believe.
Jake Haro and his wife Rebecca were in court for their arraignment Tuesday after being arrested last week on suspicion of killing their 7-month-old baby, Emmanuel Haro. At a news conference yesterday, DA Mike Hestrin spoke about Jake Haro's involvement in a child abuse case from 2 years ago. That's his infant daughter, bedridden. Jail's interview, Jake Haro denies his son was a victim of longtime abuse. In an interview with a Southern California News Group reporter, Haro would not say what part, if any, he played in his son's disappearance. Only he's been completely cooperative with investigators. Haro child cruelty conviction in 2023. He pled guilty because he says he couldn't afford a trial. Haro was convicted of causing broken bones and other injuries to his daughter. Haro was given 4 years probation and 180 days of community service. Hestrin says there was an outrageous error in judgment by that judge, and if that judge had done his job, he believes baby Emmanuel would be alive today. The Riverside County Sheriff says when it comes to interviews like this or social media posts about the case, he's warning people to not believe everything you read.
Misinformation, lies, and
This guy pisses me off so bad.
purposeful misdirection is going to nothing but harm this investigation And I am begging all of you with friends, don't be a part. I don't care what someone posts on social media. And if you all are going to believe that and then generate questions based on those comments, we're not anywhere in this. If it did not come from our two agencies, stop believing. That's all I can tell you.
Now I want y'all to go back.
The parents appeared in court on Tuesday for 5 minutes. Both have a $1 million bail set. Now they're also being charged for filing a false police report. Their arraignment will continue.
I want y'all to go back and remember what I just showed you. That was communication between the grandmother and a YouTuber. What was that? Social media. Yep. She told a YouTuber before she told law enforcement her daughter killed baby Quinton and he was in the landfill. But you got this asshole saying, don't believe everything. I'm not saying don't believe everything. Don't believe everything. But if people are incredible and they're doing the work and they're putting in the time, maybe use discretion. You're right, Peggy. Another horrible situation. So many of these situations can choose to be a hero, but they never until after the damage is done. Then they want to flip too late and to do the right thing. Absolutely. Sarah says more and more these lenient judges, DAs, and prosecutors need to be held accountable. I'm seeing it happen all over the U.S. They don't make a word to describe monsters like this guy. You talking about Jake? Absolutely, they don't. They were arrested pretty quickly. Absolutely. In the Haro case. Absolutely. They were. They arrested them pretty quickly because she said that this guy came up to her and said, hola, and hit her in the head and took the baby. Ma'am, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. And you can't tell a blatant lie like that and expect your investigative reporters and your investigators to not call your ass on your bullshit. Everyone needs to speak up and protect the little ones, right? Hola! Hola, hit her in the head and took the baby. Bullshit. Lies. The search for missing baby in South Carolina has captured nationwide attention. South California has captured nationwide attention, and what has begun as a missing persons case is transferred into a murder. Emmanuel Haro, 7-month-old from Cabazon, was reported missing on August 14th. The child's parents, 32-year-old Jake Mitchell Haro and 41-year-old Rebecca Renee Haro, have been arrested in the baby's death and as the search for Emmanuel continues. Here's the timeline on what we know. August 14th at approximately 7:47 p.m. on August 14th, 7-month-old child identified as Emmanuel Haro was reported missing after the child's mother, Rebecca Haro, reported being attacked outside of a retail store in Yucapa Boulevard. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department said in a statement. She told officials that while she stood outside her vehicle changing the child's diaper, she was physically assaulted by an unknown male, rendered unconscious, the Sheriff's Department said. And when she woke up, the child was gone, the mother told officials. Once on the scene, scent tracking dogs were deployed and the 7-month-old was not located, officials said. Officials said that their active investigation of suspect information is available and they are seeking the public's help to locate the child. Seeking the public's help to locate the child. But yet in his press conference, he said, stay the fuck away from the case. We don't need you. I'm sorry, bub. You're going to have to fucking pick your card here. Are we spades or hearts? Because you can't have both. He was last seen a black Nike onesie. He weighs 21 pounds, and is approximately 24 inches tall. He has brown hair and brown eyes and is cross-eyed. The sheriff's department said in their initial statement of the child's disappearance. On August 15th, the next day, authorities released another statement saying that they were continuing the search for 7-month-old baby boy who was reportedly kidnapped last night in Yucaipa. The sheriff's department said that the baby had not been found, and the investigators will continue to work on this case to locate the child. The same day, Rebecca and Jake Haro spoke to Los Angeles ABC station KABC about Emmanuel's disappearance. Rebecca Haro described her son as a happy boy who begged whoever had her son, give him back to me. Does that ring a bell? From Leilani's Coca-Cola sniffles and high pitched in her exclusive with the news. Please don't hurt my son, Rebecca Haro told KABC. Whoever took my son, please bring him back. Jake Haro told KABC during the interview. August 16th, officials said they had interviewed multiple individuals regarding the disappearance, including the child's mother and father. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview, the sheriff's office said. After those interviews, investigators were unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance of Emmanuel, officials said. August 18th, officials conducted extensive searches in the Yucaipa zone looking for Emmanuel and any evidence that might lead to his location and circumstances surrounding his disappearance. The sheriff's department said in a press release on August 18th, the officials also have served search warrants to the Haro home and are reviewing a large amount of surveillance video from the areas of interest. August 19th, officials said they are looking into reported sighting of Emmanuel Haro in Kern County, saying no information on where Kern County was provided. The same day, Jake Haro's attorney, Vincent Hughes, provided a statement to ABC News saying both parents seek answers of the missing child and the father is fully cooperating with law enforcement investigators. August 20th, Jake and Rebecca Haro are seen leaving Riverside Superior Juvenile Courts on August 20th while the search for their child continues. August 22nd, Jake and Rebecca Haro were arrested at the residence in Cabazon for the murder of their son, officials said. Based on the evidence, investigators determined the kidnapping in Yucaipa did not occur. It was believed that Emmanuel was deceased at the search and recovered his remains. Ongoing, the sheriff's department said in a statement after the parents' arrest. Officials said there are no other arrests that have been made and no suspects remain outstanding, with the search of Emmanuel continuing. While these arrests are significant development, our focus remains on finding Emmanuel's, officials said. Rebecca Haro was placed into custody at the Robert Presley Detention Center, while Jake Haro was booked in the Larry D. Smith Correctional Facility, according to jail records. He's been moved since then. Officials conduct another search for Emmanuel. This is August 24th along the westbound shoulder of the 60 freeway near Gilman Springs Road in Moreno Valley, with Jake Haro, a cadaver dog, accompanying detectives, authorities said. That's the day that he took him out on the side of the highway to get his little field day out of jail. August 26th, Jake and Rebecca Haro appeared in the California court August 26th in the wake of being charged with the murder and making a false police report. The two were in court for less than 5 minutes with a $1 million bail set for both. Their arraignment is scheduled on September 4th. August 27th, during a press conference, the Riverside County attorney and members of law enforcement officially said that they have a pretty strong indication on the location of the remains of the 7-month-old that allegedly murdered Emmanuel was preventable in numerous ways. Officials also revealed that they believe the child was severely abused over a period of time and that both parents would have been aware of the abuse, Riverside County District Attorney Michael Hestron said. The filing in this case reflects a belief that baby Emmanuel was abused over time. Eventually, because of that abuse, he died because of those injuries. Succumbed to those injuries. Heston said Jake Haro, who describes as an experienced child abuser, should have gone to prison due to the previously abusing of a child with his ex-wife back in 2018, but the judge had granted him probation, and the ruling Hestron called out an outrageous error in judgment. Authorities said that the child in the case had been left bedridden. If that judge had done his job, Emmanuel would be alive. I agree with that. Yeah. She's not smart. Her story was terrible. We love you too, Paula. He's blaming his upbringing. He's no man. He's a coward. I agree, Dandy. 100. Yep. Another issue is that's not an excuse. Cross-eyed from shaken baby syndrome. Yep. I agree. Sarah, that's what I thought too. I think the world could use a few Hank Voights from Chicago PD. He was crooked, but good for something. Yep. Baby was long gone a time before this. Yeah, they believe that he was killed, I believe, a week before he was reported missing. This is another timeline, but there's a link in here I want to grab. So I'm not hiding the goods from y'all. I'm just looking for this specific link. Had the video, it does. If they ever find, I would put money on him having.
Distraught parents in Yucaipa are searching for their 7-month-old son. The boy's mother said her baby was kidnapped after she was last night.
Now his parents.
Oh. Well, guys, give me just a second. Sorry, guys, if I can still hear me, it's froze. Give me just a second. You're good, love. I froze for a minute, so you're perfectly fine. Pull this back up so I can share it with you guys again. Yeah, I don't like that layout. Let's change it to. Okay. Let's try this again, y'all.
Distraught parents in Yucaipa are searching for their 7-month-old son. The boy's mother says her baby was kidnapped from a store last night.
Now his parents are pleading public help to bring their baby boy home safely. Alina Bobian live in Yucaipa with the latest on the investigation. Alina.
Hi there, good evening. Well, parents absolutely beside themselves as they continue to search for a 7-month-old baby. The baby is sitting in this very parking lot in Yucaipa, right in front of this big fire. Friends and family have gathered at this hour. They're getting ready to go out for a search party.
No, he's gone. I can't find him. If you know Please, please, I'm begging you.
It's a mother's desperate plea for help in finding her 7-month-old baby boy Emmanuel. Haro says it all happened Thursday evening around 7. She, her husband, and their 2 other children were at a nearby park for their older's football practice. She says she drove over to this Big Five store to buy a mouth guard for her older son.
I came over here. I parked right here in this edge. When I was coming over here, I said, baby went to the restroom. It's like, okay, Papa, don't worry, we're gonna change you.
Rebecca says she took out a diaper and laid the baby down next to the car seat. She only remembers a voice she heard.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said, hola. And I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor. And I didn't see Emmanuel.
Rebecca says she woke up with a black eye, searched around the car, ran into the store, then called 911.
Everybody came. Helicopter.
But no sign of Emmanuel and no witness to what may have happened.
Whoever took my son, please return him. We won't do anything to you. We just give us our son. Just keep him safe. Don't hurt him. Make sure you feed him. Change him.
Emmanuel's father, Jake, said to imagine who or why anyone would take their baby.
If you know anything, we're going to change you.
Rebecca.
That's gonna. Is it done now? Hopefully y'all can hear me. Exotic says, I'm thankful for Mom. I found you after I'd been verbally abused by a creator. Having to do with me not having my kids, my phones for crimes and children wasn't valid. Well, fuck that creator. They can come over here and kiss my whole ass because I love you, Exotic. Oops, Mom tried to dress up my words at YouTube. I don't have any filters on, so I don't know why the hell they're fucking with my channel tonight. Yeah, Exotic, I know you're family here and this is your home now, and fuck that creator. And if they ever come over here in this chat, you know, all you have to do is DM me and I will fucking block that person because that's how much I care about my community. I was thinking of a proper word, YouTube didn't like it. I'm so sorry, my love. You're such an awesome person. Thank you, Jody, for being here. I appreciate you. Sarah Maddie, get it. I'm sure YouTube like my thoughts either. Well, fuck YouTube too for cutting my shit off. See this face here? Do y'all see this face? Do y'all? Look, does this face with no tears look familiar to y'all? Is this not the same voice we just listened to out of Leilani? Or is it just me? Because y'all, if I'm crazy, just put it in the chat. Mom, you're crazy. You're looking too much into it. You're seeing things that ain't there. I would never say I knew how a mother felt. Never. We'd love you, Exotic. Several women in prison for doing the same thing. Exactly. Susan Smith. I'm with you. I'm with you, Mustang. There's another one that makes me want to lay her in a field and let crows have her eyeballs. All that haze and a blank stare. I tell you what we can do, y'all. Look here. I'm so sorry for subjecting y'all to this, but I'm going to subject you to a pause screen. It won't be Betty neither, so take comfort in the fact that I'm not going to make you look at her again. Or hear her damn voice through that fucking bullhorn. Let's see, look here. I'm going to pull this up right here. And it's going to play a 15-second ad because I had to turn my damn ad blocker off. Just like Jen Soto. And her response, I'm with you, Dandy. Yeah, well, the haze have both works. The hazy look, just like, oh, you know. Missing, but more pitiful for me. Where's she at? Let me get this bitch up here. Oh, it's going to be all fuzzy. And I wish I could. I'll tell you what I can do. Watch this. Hang on, y'all. Hang on, y'all. We're going to do it like this. We're going to pull it up like this, y'all. This charm right, y'all. Look at here. Look here. Now, y'all know I won't take it to heart. Y'all tell me that ain't the same expression. So unnatural. I'm glad I can. I'm the same way, Sarah. Incoming from mom. Ready, set, go. Pachaw. Pachingo. Pachalco. For my folks. The mouth. Look at it. Look at it. Is that not the same? Is that not the same? Twin. Twinsies. The head tilt. The eyes. The same. Thank y'all for validating the fact that I'm not crazy and I have one case and tied it into another case because of my heart. It's because of my heart, my brain, and my eyeballs. My tired eyeballs. My tired heart that are tired of seeing this shit. But y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? Two little peas in a fucking pod. Now, she is innocent in the court of law.
Hey, Papa, what are we going to do?
Rebecca says
until proven guilty. Right? But you know what? She's not innocent in the eyes of all of us until I see a reason not to call her out on her bullshit. Look here, Exotic said, drum roll. The winner is Casey Anthony. She had that dark stare in her mugshot. I wish I'd catch that bitch outside. Catch a bitch outside. I wanted to share that with y'all. And I needed personal validation that I wasn't being crazy. That I wasn't seeing shit that's not there. This little man deserves justice. He deserves to be properly laid to rest. Do you know that I'm in contact with locals? We actually had locals in chat last night when we did Cece's niece's case. That this is San Bernardino County too. That are fighting for justice for this baby, that are being a voice for this baby. that are holding this peaceful protest. And the difference in a peaceful protest is wearing shirts with the baby's picture on them, being respectful, not bringing a fucking bullhorn or a Ninja Turtle mask, and standing out there and screaming at the top of your lungs, "Where's the baby? Where's the baby?" Thank you guys so much. Flood that chat with blue hearts for baby Emmanuel. Peggy said exotic. Maybe we can get some nominees. We'll give out golden handcuffs for the monster mom that wins this year. When the memorial started getting built outside of Emmanuel's house, Jimmy, many of you guys know him as Dolly, went to California. And I don't know if he was selling them or handing them out. So I'm not going to speak on whether he was selling them or handing them out. But they were black shirts. And they said, "Where's the baby?" across them. What were they screaming in front of Leilani's house? "Where's the baby?" with bullhorns and fighting each other and playing loud speakers of babies crying, making it hell for the neighbors to live there. The babysitter lived there. The only one that gave two shits about Quinton. And they showed their whole asses outside of Quinton's house. Do you know why you can't protest in front of a residential property than here in the state of Florida? Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Andrew Griffin is the reason. And I'm not doxing her. She's been arrested enough times and has protection orders against her that everybody under the sun knows who she is. Was arrested. So we know her name. When she was protesting outside the laundries, which by all means, fuck them too. There's now an ordinance where you can't protest in front of someone's private property because of her. Because there's a difference in being an advocate and being a voice for the voiceless and having a respectful community and being a fucking dirtbag. There's a huge difference. It is disgusting, Mustang. You don't like that. Because how is it honoring this baby when you have YouTubers that are known for turning cases into lining their pockets and buying expensive drones and buying expensive dive gear and buying expensive cars and buying expensive campers and making thousands of dollars a night off of dead babies? It's disgusting. But guys, it is 11 o'clock. I don't want to keep y'all all night long here on a Sunday evening. I appreciate everybody that came in. I appreciate everybody that watches on Replay Crew. Remember, if you see something, say something. It takes a village to raise a child. Never give up. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.